Hi Flosstube! Welcome to this video. My name is Anna and I'm here to talk about cross stitch. Today is Sunday, December 27th, and it has been a while since I've done an update for you guys. I can't say anything has changed for that to have happened. It just, one thing or another kept me from recording, and here we are. It's been a couple months now. I will say one thing that has kept me from recording has been the daylight. In this room in particular, there's just a few hours in the afternoon where I get good light coming in through this window in front of me here. And if I wait too long into the evening, especially now in the dead of winter, I just don't have enough light to record a video. My overhead light here is just not that bright. So yeah, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I don't have a lot to update with my life. We've still just been working from home, and we spent the holidays here. We would normally travel, and we didn't do that this year, so that was a little sad, but at the same time, I'm happy we were able to do our part this year and stay home and stay isolated. So yeah, let's just get into it. Today, my main goal is just to go through all the things I've worked on since my last update. So that would be things I worked on in October and November and so far in December. And then I will announce the winner of the giveaway from way back in my last video. I haven't replied to any comments, but I did read all of them as they came in. And then this morning I went through and made sure that everyone who told me about the weather in their area got onto the list. And then I did a random number picker for choosing the winner. So I'll announce the winner, and then I just have a couple other things to share with you, and that will be it. Hopefully it'll be a quick update, even though I have like 2.5 months of stitching to show you, maybe even 3 months. I'm not sure when I recorded my last video. Yeah, and then I'm hoping, well, I'll talk more about plans later on if you guys stick with me for that long. So, okay, let's start with my regular stitching, which I've not been doing every morning. It's been a while since I've talked about it, but this year in 2020 for Mania, I started 20 different prairie year small patterns. And so in October, I was able to finish the one with the pumpkins, and I also found a couple of frames to put them in. So it's not officially in there yet, but this is where I'm at. There's a glare from that window and a cat. Sorry, that's Sybil. She's in the office with me, and she's happy to be in here, but this door is closed to the hallway, so she'd really like the option to be able to come and go at her leisure, so hopefully she doesn't interrupt us too much. Anyway, so here's October finished, and I found these 2 frames today. I had a curbside pickup this morning at Best Buy, and I ran into Michael's, I think it was, or maybe it was Home Goods. I can't remember where I picked this up, but I ran into those 2 stores. I ran into Michael's to get some floss, and I grabbed a couple of, that's right, I grabbed a couple of frames that did not work out, that were this size, that I am still going to keep because I just had such a hard time finding square frames. So this is 5x5, and I planned to put a mat and have a 4x4 opening. But I ended up finding these, and so this is just 4x4, and it's got like a shadow box quality to it. And this is kind of poking out the back side. You can see I just stuck it in there. I didn't actually finish it yet. But anyway, I got a pair of frames for these. So here is October, and I'm looking forward to having them ready when they're in season so that I can display them. If you haven't been watching my videos for very long, you might not know that I've only ever fully finished one project, and I put it into a tote bag. So I don't have anything on the walls or my desk or anything like that. So I'm excited to have found these frames. So here's October. And I also got a chance to finish one of the ones for November. So I did this one. And it's very cute with the acorns and the feathers. I didn't make any changes to this except for the eyes. I don't really like when patterns have X's as the character's eyes, especially on a larger count fabric like this 14 count Aida, because to me, as like my illustrating abilities are not very good. So if I were to indicate that an animated character or an illustrated character was dead, I'd put an X through its eyes. And so I don't really like it when they have that. And so I just did a vertical line through it, so it's more like a star on his eyeball. And you can't really tell on camera, but it just makes me feel better knowing that the turkey is alive and well and gonna come out every year. And so now that I have these frames, I can also, I know how much to trim the back, and then I can just hand stitch loosely around here to keep this from happening in future. So there is the turkey. Again, I'm excited to actually make progress on these and have something to display next year on a monthly basis. So then for December, I have also, I'll just go ahead and show you, I started working on one of the Santas. And here it is. I decided to go with the one with the deer, or the reindeer, instead of the Christmas tree because it's just so cute. You can't really see Santa. I've done the white on his cap and his beard and stuff, but you'll be able to see him better once I get his hat on. But that's how far I've gotten. I'm going to keep working on this in December and hopefully finish it up. So, yeah, so those are my Prairie Year Mania project that I have going. So now I have to go all the way back in time to October. So I have a big pile of stuff over here that my cat is now exploring. Okay. I've resolved the cat's... Okay, sorry about that. The cat started exploring my pile of cross-stitch stuff and I had to intervene, and she was not happy about that. So now I'm going to show you what I worked on in October. And I'll start with showing you this Halloween banner sampler. And this is from... Someone asked in the comments, and I will reply to your comment, and there's some other questions in there too that I need to reply to. But this came out of the September-October 2012 Just Cross Stitch magazine. Someone with this cornucopia on it. I worked on this in November, so I'll show you that in a moment. But first, in October, I worked on this Halloween banner sampler. This is what it looks like. And I'm making some changes to it. For example, I changed these eyes to green, which I actually got a chance to work on this time. So that's what it's going to look like. And here is the progress that I made in October. So you can see I put in the green spooky eyes, and I'm happy with this green color. It's much brighter in person. It's kind of like an acid green. And then I got down to much more of the pumpkin and finished most of the spider web. There's still a few strands of the spider web over here in this section. But I needed to finish this stem and work down here for the spider webs to have a spot to anchor to. So yeah, that is what I worked on. I'm really happy with this. The fabric is definitely Picture This Plus, definitely 32 count. Oh, it's in Jewel, that's right. From Picture This Plus, and it's beautiful. And so part of the reason I wanted to get to the green is because there's another Halloween project in here that I really want to work on, and I have the fabric for it, and now I've sort of nailed down the colors. So I just gotta get the rest of the supplies and start it. And that's this one from the same magazine, Double Trouble. And my plan is to use that acid color green for some of these more birthday color squigglies. And looking at this a bit closer, I didn't realize that these sort of bubbles coming out are beads. So I'm really enjoying beads. I'm enjoying my bead kit, and I'll show it to you later. But now I'm even more excited to start this one. So I've got the colors pretty much done, picked out, and I've got the fabric ready. It's the same fabric, just the other half of this piece. And it's got beads. So thinking I will start this maybe next year, hopefully next year. I do want to finish things. So this Halloween project and the Prairie Schooler is pretty much, those are pretty much the only like Halloween type projects that I worked on. I've just got tote bags everywhere because I just have so many things that I wanted to show you. So I worked on my Artisy full coverage project, the haunted house that I call the Riddle House from Harry Potter. It's on 18 count Ada, but I did work on it for more than just October, so you're gonna see progress since my last update. I still have not finished that diagonal, but I'm not in a huge rush to do it. So this is where I got to. So I did make quite a bit of progress on the house. Hopefully it's bright enough for you guys. It's a little overcast here, and I can feel the camera really lights this up, and I can see I'm dark back here, so hopefully you can see okay. So yeah, I was working on this diagonal, and I don't have a whole lot of it left, but definitely more than I'm going to try to finish before the end of the year. We'll see. I don't mind working on this right now in the winter. So yeah, like I said, this is on 18 count Ada. This is my oldest project, I think. Yeah, pretty sure this is my oldest project. And I'm just going to keep going on it. You can see I've finished the whole row up top, and this page here is almost finished. There's just like a little corner left of it down here. And then this middle page is almost halfway finished. And then this is clear down into the last row of pages that goes down here. So not too bad progress. I'm still enjoying working on it. Let's see. And I've shown you this before, but I'll show you the back if you haven't seen the back in a while. So when I did the top row, I did it cross-country style. So I just pick a color and go wherever until my string ran out. And you can see, even from as a beginner stitcher, that is a lot neater than what I've got going down here. This row, I started doing parking and diagonals, and the strings just kind of go everywhere, the threads. And I don't mind it. Just if you are considering the styles, you can definitely tell a difference between how bulky the top is versus this middle row. There's just a lot more stuff going on there. So anyway, that is my Fright Night by Artisy. It's the only full coverage I'm working on right now. I'll take out my Heaven and Earth Designs one when we start to have more spring weather. Although it's been beautiful here. It was like 60 degrees yesterday, and that's not usual for Colorado. I mean, it happens in the winter, but it's been consistently warm out, and there's no snow on the ground in our yard. There's some snow and ice in some of the shadier spots, but mostly it's just warm and dry. So all right, so that was it for October. I did have more time to stitch. Last time I talked about how I'd been so busy with work and I was looking forward to a break. I did get a bit of a break and I did stitch some more, but I also did other things. So yeah, it's just been a never-ending time soup. I know everyone says that, but it's true. Okay, so I guess moving into November, I continued to work on my full coverage project, Fright Night, and I also did that turkey, the Prairie Schooler turkey. The only other project I worked on for November was the cornucopia. And again, this is from Just Cross Stitch Magazine, September, October 2012. And you can see I've got some other stuff in here I'd like to check out, start working on. This is still in the hoop, and I'm not totally sure what all I did different, but here it is. I still like this a lot. I believe I finished backstitching or got close to backstitching this pumpkin. I did this leaf and more of the basket part, and then I also did this gourd, but I haven't backstitched that yet. So I'm enjoying it. I might not put this away. I didn't get as much done as I wanted for the Thanksgiving holiday. It's my needle minder. This is my first needle minder. I got it from a needle store in a needle workshop in Wilmington, North Carolina. I can't remember what it's called, but it didn't have any cross stitch. It was just needlepoint. So I had threads, but no fabric, and I had these needle minders, so it's my fox. Anyway, I made this one. This was like a charm from a candle from a long while ago, and so I just took off the twine and stuck one of these magnets on it. Anyway, this one is on 32 count vintage country mocha, I believe. And it's one of those ones that the front has like a stamped texture and the back is just plain. So anyway, I don't know if my camera can really pick up the detail, but you can kind of see the back stitching on the pumpkin there and how the gourd still needs it. But I'm still liking this a lot. It's beautiful. I really like to see more progress on it. Like all of them, right? I have not started anything new in quite a while. My button and beads kit is the last new start I had, and I don't really feel the urge to start new things. I kind of just want to keep working on what I have going. Wow, okay, so that is everything that I worked on in October and November. So not a whole lot of variety, and I didn't make the progress I wanted, but I did get some things done, and I am happy to see progress. So moving on to December, I already showed you the Prairie Year Santa. I also worked on my buttons and beads Mill Hill kit, and it's the Christmas Village, oh gosh, the country church. So this is what it's supposed to look like. It's tons of fun. My count is off just a little bit, but it's in the tree, so it's fine. And I've still got, whatever, I'll just show you. So here's where I'm at on it. You can see all of the white and gold and a lot of the green in the tree here are all beads. Probably can't really tell, but it is. And I still have my needle. I mentioned last time I was having a really hard time threading the needle, and I still am, so I just kept this on until it absolutely runs out, and then I'll cut it off. And someone also mentioned in the comments that you're only supposed to bead with one strand of thread, and I had heard that before, but since this is my first kit, I decided to follow the directions, and they say to use 2 strands, and then they tell you whether to use a half cross or a full cross stitch depending on the size of the bead and the shape of the bead, how they want you to put them. So how far I've gotten. There's still quite a ways to go, but I'm enjoying it, and once I get going, it goes pretty quickly. So you can see there's quite a bit of tree left there. And it doesn't matter so much that I've got an extra row of beads in there somewhere. Yeah, I like this, and I do enjoy beading, so I'm going to keep practicing on it. Also, for December, I have worked on, something that I'm still working on now. I'll probably keep working on it this week and into New Year's Eve, and that is the Spirit of Christmas by Lavender and Lace. Excuse me, I had a little tickle in my throat there. Okay, so I worked on the Spirit of Christmas by Lavender and Lace, and I think I have a picture. Let's see. Okay, let me show you how I keep these and see if I can find a picture here. So this is my tote bag. In here I have my book light. I love this book light. It's Luminolight. I don't know if you can see it. And it has 9 settings. It has warm, cool light, and mixed, and then it has low, medium, high. So it's got 9 different settings. It can clip over a Q-snap, just barely, with fabric on it. And this is magnetic. So I always keep that in there. And then I have my pouch of things. It's got like my markers and my scissors and my threader and my little little jar I have for like loose ends, you know. This is just like a little tea tin that I used for this. Yeah, so I got my pouch in there, and then every project has the pattern in a folder. And then I have my floss. This one has enough flosses and Kreinik and things that I did a box for it. And then there it is, the picture I was looking for. Okay, so this is The Spirit of Christmas by Lavender and Lace. And it's in the Q-snap, but you can still see what I worked on, which is over here. Not a whole lot, but like I said, I'm going to continue working on it. I worked a lot on this ribbon all the way up here. These candles were already here, but I filled in a lot of the green, and then the green kept going up here. So I love this one. It's just so rich, and this reminds me of that like Victorian style Christmas or illustrations in like cards and things. Very enjoyable. I like it a lot. I just look forward to the day where it's done and I can hang it on my wall and then start a new one. So, yeah, that is that one. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas this year. I hope that you were able to make the most of it wherever you were, whatever you were doing, and if you were able to have a more traditional Christmas with your family, I hope you stayed well and took care of each other while you were there. That is all I have for updates. So I'm just going to launch on into the giveaway. Thank you guys for participating in that. I am sorry that I haven't responded to your comments. I will respond to at least the questions or the other comments that you've left. Got no good reason for not doing that other than I have not been using my phone or my laptop. I've been trying to cut back on the amount of time I'm spending on my phone or my laptop, especially in the evenings or first thing in the morning. I've just been trying to stay away from that. I've also not been watching the news. I used to watch the news every morning and every evening, various programs, and it's just too much, So anyway, I've been staying off of social media for the most part. I'm not very active anyway. Like Instagram and Facebook, I've just been kind of absent. So I haven't been on my YouTube channel either. I also haven't been watching Flosstube, which is sad. I have been binge watching the updates that I missed from some of my favorite YouTubers. So anyway, thank you guys for entering the giveaway. I am giving away this piece of 28 count Monaco in this no longer seasonal fabric. I originally thought of it could be a lot of things. It could be floral, it could be spooky. Anyway, we had 24 people enter, and I did the random number picker and picked number 23, and it is Jeannie Melvin. So Jeannie Melvin, I will go ahead and comment on your comment, and then I'll find a way to connect with you to get your mailing address. So thank you for sharing what the weather is like in your area. I believe you said North Carolina, so I'm familiar with that area, and I'm hoping you're having a mild winter, the way that I experienced North Carolina when I was living there. So congratulations, Jeannie, and I'll connect with you on this. I don't have another giveaway right now, but I do have other stuff in my stash, so hopefully when I do more regular updates again, I will have another one for you guys. The only other couple things I wanted to share with you, one is I mentioned a while back that I wanted to dye fabric for this. I got this kit at a thrift store for $1 a while back, and it's Windswept Santa, and it came with 18 count white Aida that was kind of dingy from age, I think, and then all the flosses. And so I did a while ago, weeks ago, maybe even in October, I did my first dyeing adventure. So I just had liquid RIT dye in denim and royal blue, and I had a couple practice batches on some scraps of Aida that I had, again, that I picked up from thrift stores and things, and I ended up with something I really like. So I used I took the Aida from the kit, and I just went for it, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So this is the blue that I got. It is a little darker overall than it's showing, but it's saturated and bright, which is what I was going for. So here is the fabric I have dyed for my Windswept Santa. I think it's going to be great. One thing I'm going to have to do is, so down here they have kind of like shadows for the snow, but then this is all just empty because it's white fabric. So I might have to, when I actually get to this, I'm going to have to go in and just add some white stitches to make it look like snow on top of this, but otherwise I think it's going to be great. So I was really happy with this. It took some trial and error. I have some other ones that didn't have this kind of like pretty variation. It was just like solid, dull blue, which is not what I was going for. But I'm pretty happy with this. Now, something that happened after I got this is I was on those stash and load sites again. That's one thing I've been doing is on Facebook. And part of the reason why I got off of Facebook is because I was on those stash and load sites just buying random things, you know, still not crazy expensive or splurging or anything, just things that I hadn't seen before or things I hadn't seen in years since I first discovered cross stitch, you know, like 2 years ago. But anyway, I saw somebody was selling a kit of this, and I don't know what it's called. I don't think it's called Windswept Santa, but I think it pretty clearly goes with this one, right? Anyway, this kit, little secret on those stash and load sites, every time I see something that I've never seen before or I know people have looked for it, I immediately look online to see if it's available somewhere else and for how much. So this kit was on sale from this Facebook group. It didn't sell for the price it was listed, and so it's like a price cut. And it ended up being $40, which is a lot more than I would normally spend on pre-owned cross stitch, but it is a dimensions kit, a gold collection. It's the full kit with the fabric and the floss, and it goes with this one that I only got for $1. So I feel like they work out. But now I have this fabric and I am confident I cannot recreate this. So I might have to do another adventure in dyeing, and these two Santas might have different backgrounds, but that is something that we will just deal with when I get around to stitching both Santas. That's where we're at. So my plans moving forward, last year at the end or at the beginning of 2020, I did a 2019 wrap up, and I'd really like to do another one of those. I feel like today I showed you half my projects as I did. But I think I am going to try to do a whip parade for 2020. Just do a wrap up and see a before and after from the beginning of the year, not just my progress in the last month. So hopefully I can do that next weekend. No promises though. There were a couple times I planned to film or record the last couple months where I just didn't feel well either. So not counting on it, but I am planning to come back for a whip parade, if not next weekend over the New Year's holiday, then sometime in January, to show you just how far I've come in 2020. And I am excited to see that. Part of the reason I do these videos is just to have a log for myself to see how far I've gotten. But it's been so enjoyable to also interact with you guys in the comments, and just makes me feel more a part of this community when we're all isolated. Hopefully at the end of this, I will feel more comfortable going to like the stitch-ins at my local stitching shop, that kind of thing, and getting to know people in person. I was too shy to do that a couple years ago, and then all of 2020 has been, you know, a wash. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching if you're still with me. I hope to be back soon, and I hope everyone is doing well and finding time to take care of yourselves, even if that's just cross-stitching. I know I need to get back into just carving out time to relax. So I'm going to try to do that, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. Happy stitching. Bye.